Hello, lads, and lassies. Welcome back. My name is Josh, and today we are doing another Darling in the Franxx. Oof. This has been an incredible past 3 episode little arc story thing that we're going through. So basically, 02 has been extremely aggressive towards everyone in general, especially her darling, Hiro. So they're in like this battle with the Klaxosaurs. 02 and Hiro get into like this really weird mind meldy thing where Hiro sees the past memories of 02 when she's like this red, like demon-looking Klaxosaur, mostly looking child. We saw the terrible abuse she's been through with the adults and Dr. Franxx. Then Hiro remembers what the adults brainwashed. Like, they literally like wiped his mind of this. They wiped it clean. He remembers all of it. He remembers the promise he made to Mitsuru. And Mitsuru, we saw a little bit. I don't even know if I talked about this. We saw a little bit of character development with Mitsuru. He said, "You know what, dude? Like, don't do it. Don't go with 02, man. Like, he actually cares a little bit, or he showed some care." But yeah, Hiro ended up being hospitalized because of this. And the adults are saying he could turn into whatever 02 is, like half Klaxosaur. He's going through some form of transformation, or he's about to. If he rides with 02 again, he might actually end up becoming not human anymore. This, of course, scares Ichigo, the rest of the squad. They try and keep 02 away from him. They eventually let her go to him, but Hiro snuck out. 02 literally beat the crap out of the entire squad. All, like, what, 8 of them, I believe? It was an 8v1. She destroyed them. And Hiro's like, bruh, why? You're acting like a monster. Then we ended the episode with 02 going back to the 9. Ichigo confessed her love to Hiro in hopes that it would be enough to keep him away from 02, to keep him alive, but Hiro's not scared of death. He just wants to pilot the Franxx. He wants to understand 02, which is it's a lot of complicated emotions going on between everyone, and like between 02, Hiro, Ichigo, and Goro. There's a lot of complicated and complex emotions that I'm loving to watch, but it's also very painful to watch because I just want these characters to be happy, man, and I just really want to see how this little like story arc is going to conclude. I did not expect to get into like a little arc for Darling in the Franxx. Last week, you know, I watched episode, what was it, 14? This week I'm watching episode 15, but I literally watched 4 episodes yesterday because I was enjoying it that much. I'm like, oh shoot, it's late, so I had to stop watching. So I'm literally today, as soon as I could, I'm just picking it back up. So let's get into this, lads, because I'm excited. I'm really enjoying this. Okay. It's a great episode. That was a great episode, and like the title, like being the birds, the Jian. Man, that was so good. Where do I start, man? Like, okay, first of all, let's get the surface level stuff. Action was great. The music. And like I said it in the beginning, I'm so great that I said it in the beginning. I was like, no, they're not playing the intro. I wonder if they're gonna play the intro for this episode, because I said that like back in episode 6 or 5 maybe, when they didn't play the intro. They didn't play the intro at all that episode. But then I was like, the intro's not epic enough to play during during an action sequence. I was wrong. I will admit that right now. That was a great. I'm so glad they did not play the intro back in episode 6, so they could like just build up to this episode right here to play that intro. That was great, man. Ichigo, I feel so bad for her because she and Hiro actually were able to fly together. They were able to pilot. And then, for like all of Hiro's memories, they did the memory meld, they pulled the Pacific Rim, and all of his memories were 02. And it's the one time Ichigo was able to connect with him, and it's because Hiro had a goal, he had to get to 02. And, man, I just love Gordo. Gordo is too good. He's too good of a guy. He just like, stopped he stopped Delphinium. Like, come on in, Hiro. Take my seat. Get to 02, because you have something to tell her. Because Gordo knows. Gordo knows what it's like to not have something told. And he made sure Hiro was able to do it. I think Gordo might be my favorite character of the show. He's just too good of a guy, man. Oh, I love him. But Ichigo starting a little fight with 02. It's a little extra. It's a little anime. But I'm glad it wasn't like her fighting 02 because like she's like, no, I'm gonna keep Hiro. It's her fighting 02. It's like, get your head in the game. Headbutt. Transferred Hiro through the headbutt. I mean, if it was real life, it'd be a little bit impractical. Because it's anime, epic. Oh, man. So much stuff happened. I thought, at the beginning of this episode, when Hiro was like, just come back alive, you guys. I thought for sure we might lose one. Or like maybe like a duo. I'm very glad we didn't. I love... I mean, they killed off Mitsuru and Ikino. I mean, it'd suck for the team. They're the two that I don't care about the most. But I'm starting to love... Other than those two, because we don't know much about Ikino. Mitsuru's kind of petty, but like he's starting to have character development. But I love every member of this team. I'm so glad that we all made, like, they all made it through, man. But yeah, it's very ominous. I thought that a couple were gonna die. Hiro was gonna blame himself. Then he was gonna go to 02, but no, he doesn't even need that motivation. He's like, nah. I need to tell 02 something. I'm going in a training unit. And he swatted the couple. He swatted the couple with the training unit paddle, and he made it to 02. Protocol 32. Not only is Plantation 27 gone, Squad 27 is also gone. So yeah, that mountain thing, that super Klaxosaur, it destroyed Plantation by rising into it. Literally blew it up. I was kind of confused because I didn't know like there was 3 other plantations. I kind of thought they just sent the squads over to meet up with Squad 13's plantation. So I'm like, did they just destroy the plantation, or did they destroy the stadium that they were trying? Because the stadium also kind of looks like a plantation. So I was wondering if it was under the stadium and it came out. But no, it just destroyed Plantation 27. Then Squad 27 without a home to go back to. Their like Papa, the upper echelon, basically told him to do Protocol 32, which is suicide. I'm wondering like why did they have to die with him? But I'm thinking that they were holding their power cores. So that's what the explosion was. They weren't just holding explosive; they were holding their power cores in the open. So that's why they also couldn't leave. Like even if they put them down, they can't leave. Because then their Franxx doesn't have any power, so maybe that's why. But it stopped. It kind of worked. It gave them the time. It gave Hiro the time to get to 02. It stalled the gigantic Klaxosaur thing. And yeah. Okay. Since we're on the Klaxosaurs, I said something this episode. I was wondering if Klaxosaurs were man-made. If they were like, because you know we got the Franxxes, we like the super high, like very like they're not fantasy, sci-fi. That's the word I'm thinking of. Concepts with the Franxxes. I'm gonna guess some form of cloning or genetic modification in the sense of 02, the yellow blood cell stuff, whatever. Like they're doing, like they're injecting more for that. And I said, are Klaxosaurs man-made, or like are they the first interpretation of the Franxx? Like they're trying to do something. The Klaxosaurs became kind of aware, destroyed the world, kind of Horizon Zero dawning it. But no, maybe. They had a shot, and they did acknowledge it. They destroyed, or they split a quarter of a core open, and out came this gooey, amber-like humanoid figure, which is opening more questions. We got the answers to Hero's past, but that does not explain anything about the world. So I wonder if that's gonna be answered with what the heck the giant hand is. Is the giant hand like the boss Klaxosaur, like the Klaxosaur behind it all, or is it just another one? Is it just another giant Klaxosaur? But at least now Klaxosaurs are looking like they are powered by people, maybe. But I'm just so confused. I feel like this is trying to have world building stuff on the level of Attack on Titan. Like Attack on Titan's world building, you have a lot of questions, but like season 1, you get a lot of questions, but you also get, like, I've said, like half of your questions are answered in season 1, and you go, okay, I think I know where this is going. And then season 2 comes in, and you're like, okay, the questions have been clarified, the answers have been a little bit clarified from season 1, but now there's a new world that I'm like there's a whole new element to this show. And then season 3 and 4, or season 3, I think, answers a majority of the questions that you get. So like majority of your answers, like almost everything that you have questioned is answered. And in season 4, it's like, all right, you have all your answers, let's go bananas now. Like, you know everything about this, like, you know everything, let's go further. This one, because it's only one season, they have to wrap it up within the next 10 episodes, because it's only 24 episodes long. So I'm like, I'm kind of fearing that they have a ton of questions that they need to answer, and they're going to try and answer them and resolve them way too quickly. Like, they're not going to let any of the answers breathe. But I hope that it all like kind of gels together, like all these answers. Maybe like all the questions I have, like there's one major answer, and that answers everything, like a big revelation. But the Klaxosaur being people, very curious. Like, what does, like, that opens a lot of stuff. That opens a lot of possibilities of answers, I guess. I guess Klaxosaurs might also be man-made. Because I guess I never asked, where did Klaxosaurs come from? They could be aliens, they could be man-made, they could be evolution of people, maybe. I guess they took out the Grand Kavass. I wonder if Papa, like the upper echelon, I wonder if they knew about the hand living in there. Like, did they know? Did they know that there was like a gigantic Klaxosaur hand, or did they think if they destroy the Grand Kavass, like, yes, that's it, we did it, like, this is a great day for humanity? But I don't know, maybe they're holding something back. No evacuation. When the mountain Klaxosaur crashed into Squad 13's plantation, it crashed into like the adults' paradise, I guess you could say, like the adults' home. But they mentioned it, and I was questioning it. I think right before they mentioned it, like, they're not evacuating anyone. All the adults are there. Like, what did they do? And then they blew up. Did they blow up Squad 13's? Like, Papa blew up something in a plantation, but there was 2 other plantations, I believe, on the field. So did they blow up something from Squad 13? Did they blow up something from... I think it was Squad 13's plantation that they blew up. It's still there. Actually, no, it's not, because the hand just... So what's going on? Squad 13 is currently homeless. I'm sure that they'll allow a plantation, or I'm sure a plantation will let them stay or something. Maybe they'll stay with the 9, though they are kind of insufferable. 0-2 carried the fight. Like 0-2 and Hiro, they carried that. Those two blew up that gigantic monster, the gigantic Klaxor, with no problem. I guess that's kind of like the lackluster thing, but the fight wasn't really the important stuff. It was the emotion behind it. And yeah, Hiro was able to confess. 0-2 feels very much the same. So I wonder how like these character dynamics are going to go forward. Like his or 0-2 and Hiro. Like I wonder like how the squad's gonna act now. Are they Futoshi and Kokoro, are they gonna become an open couple now because of 0-2 and Hiro being so open as well? And I just love that. Like all the guys are crying. They're like, man, you should take a sign and leave the mic closed. Close your mic next time. Oh. Especially Zorimo. I would not have taken him as the romantic type, but the only other thing I have, and it's not even that much of a big deal. Or I guess it's a big deal, but that blonde guy, he could be a girl, I guess. Could have sworn he's a guy, but he's in the girls' seat of the Franxx. So that means he's a reverse trap. I thought he was a guy, but he's actually a girl. Or guys can pilot with guys, but girls can't pilot with girls. I don't know. Maybe his co-pilot is maybe his maybe the driver, I guess, of his Franxx is a girl. So like they reverse the roles, or maybe just because they're the 9, because they're so powerful, they can pilot whichever way they want. And he's just the most, like, since like they're the 9, he's most comfortable doing like the whatever the girls do, like powering it, I guess. But maybe they'll answer next episode. But like, if they don't, just you lads can clarify down in the comments below. But man, this is a great episode. Goro, MVP of the show. MVP. He's my boy, my favorite. So glad. I'm very glad they're not going like the jealous route with Goro. Like, oh, like Hiro, I hate you because Ichigo loves you. That would be like the American thing. Like, stoke up the drama, juice it up. But they're doing the smart thing. Goro's a bro. He knows that Ichigo doesn't reciprocate his feelings, but he also wants to help my boy Hiro. He wants to help him. So he's not doing anything that makes him a rival. He's doing everything to make himself the homie. I'm so proud of Goro. If you lads enjoyed this breakdown, this discussion, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, all that, and I'm gonna assume like maybe like next episode or next couple episodes we go into like the relationships. We go back into like having that like kind of episodic, unless we go into what the hand is, like what the heck that is. Unless we go into like an arc for that, I'm assuming like maybe we start going back into episodic format. We get back into seeing how the relationship has changed between the crews because of Hiro and 0-2. I'm surprised Hiro didn't transform. I'm surprised we didn't like have a shot like that where he comes out and everyone's like, ah, because if there was gonna be a moment where he just rapidly transformed, it was when Strelitzia turned into like transformed like the red version of itself, which looked sick. That was awesome, man. Alright, lads. I don't really know what to expect coming forward with like the next 10 episodes. It's probably one of the best episodes of the series so far, so I hope you're enjoying my reactions, because I'm certainly enjoying doing the show. So, you know, I already told you to do the subscribe stuff, and I'll see you next week for more DarliFra.